There are two sides to the far southern end of the Jersey Shore: the cheesiness of the boardwalk in Wildwood and the genteel charm of Cape May. We're spending this week's Grand Adventure right in between the two. Hey Grand Adventurers, welcome back. I'm your host Mark Guido, and we are going to spend this week's episode exploring both of those sides of the South Jersey Shore. So stay tuned. This episode of Grand Adventure is sponsored by eTrailer.com, where you'll find thousands of products for RVing, towing, camping, outdoor recreation, vehicles, boating, and more. Use the link down below in the video description to shop eTrailer with Grand Adventure. Before we get to the Jersey Shore, en route from our previous week's Grand Adventure in southeastern Connecticut, we opted to break our drive in half and spend one night dry camping in a backfield at Ort Farms, a family-owned harvest host located in scenic Long Valley in central New Jersey, not far from the interchange of Interstates 80 and 287. They farm 400 acres here, offering fresh fruit and vegetables, blooming annuals and perennials, delicious baked goods, and giant pumpkins to their customers. Seasonal attractions include a corn maze, ice cream stand, sunflower walk, apple cider slushies and donuts, and more. 4 generations of the Ort family keep customers happy here, and we had a wonderful, restful stay. The Wildwoods, an amalgamation of the 5 adjoining barrier island cities of North Wildwood, West Wildwood, Wildwood Crest, Diamond Beach, and of course Wildwood itself, is the stereotypical Jersey Shore. Although the year-round population of all 5 cities combined totals less than 15,000, the area can swell with over 250,000 visitors on a busy summer weekend, thanks in no small part to its proximity to the Philadelphia metropolitan area. Wildwood was originally incorporated as a borough in 1895. A building boom began in the 1950s, due partially to the construction and completion of the Garden State Parkway in 1955. Rock Around the Clock, often credited as the first rock and roll record, was first performed on Memorial Day weekend in 1954. At the Hofbrau Hotel in Wildwood by Bill Haley and his Comets. Chubby Checker introduced his version of the Twist at the Rainbow Club in Wildwood. On occasion, American Bandstand broadcast from the Wildwood's Starlight Ballroom. Bobby Rydell's major hit in 1963, Wildwood Days, is about the city. The Wildwoods is home to over 200 motels built in a unique space-age architectural style during the doo-wop era of the 1950s and 60s, in an area now recognized by the state of New Jersey, known as the Wildwood Shore Resort Historic District. The motels are very stylized, with Vegas-like neon signs, plastic palm trees, and fantastic architecture. Condominium construction in the area has resulted in the demolition of many motels, but the Wildwood Doo-Wop Preservation League has taken action to help save and restore the remaining historic buildings. The Caribbean Motel in Wildwood Crest and the Chateau Blue Motel in North Wildwood are both listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Wildwood is very popular with summer vacationers and tourists, mostly from New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York, and even nearby parts of Canada, particularly Ontario and Quebec. We arrived on Labor Day Monday, and the sharp drop-off in visitation midweek following the unofficial end of summer is quite noticeable. Wildwood's most notable features are its beach and its 1.8-mile boardwalk. Reportedly the 10th most popular in the United States and home to the Morey's Piers amusement complex of 3 entertainment piers, and Raging Waters and Ocean Oasis water parks owned by Morey's Piers. The beach here is sufficiently broad to host many sporting events, concerts, and monster truck rallies in view of the boardwalk. The boardwalk features a trolley called the tram car, which runs from end to end. close enough to Philadelphia to enjoy a truly legit cheesesteak while in Wildwood. Following a quick message from our video sponsor, eTrailer.com, we'll bring you to a very different side of the Jersey Shore in Cape May. Whether you need products for your RV, boat, trailer, vehicle, hunting and fishing, off-roading, and more, our video sponsor, eTrailer, has you covered. Best of all, you'll find over 100 US-based enthusiast customer service reps ready to help via phone, chat, or email, both before and after the sale. These folks have used themselves the products that you're shopping for, and you won't find a more knowledgeable team anywhere to help you with your outdoor project. Click the link down below in the video description to shop eTrailer.com with Grand Adventure. Decidedly different from Wildwood, Cape Island sits at the southernmost tip of New Jersey, with the Atlantic Ocean on one side and Delaware Bay on the other. The island is separated from the mainland by the 2.9-mile Cape May Canal, dredged during World War II to provide a protected route to avoid German U-boats operating off Cape May Point, which cut the peninsula off from the rest of New Jersey and made Cape May an island. The city of Cape May, located on the island, is home to the oldest seaside resort in the nation, with historical roots dating back to 1766, with Philadelphians arriving by stagecoach, ship, and horse-drawn wagon. The recorded history of Cape May, however, stretches all the way back to 1620, when Captain Cornelius Jacobson May surveyed and named the area for himself. Early settlers worked in the lumber, shipbuilding, whaling, fishing, and shellfish industries. A moderately sized fishing fleet still operates from Cape May Harbor, mostly for scallops. Hotels were already established on Cape May as of 1834. Many of the buildings throughout the town today are original late Victorian structures that have been maintained in pristine condition. The Cape May Historic District encompasses an area of 380 acres, containing over 600 buildings, many of which operate as small inns. The predecessor of the Congress Hall Hotel was opened in 1816 by Thomas Hughes. It took its current name in 1828, when Hughes was elected to Congress. President Benjamin Harrison made Congress Hall his summer White House. It burned to the ground in Cape May's Great Fire of 1878, but within a year, its owners had rebuilt the hotel in brick. The fire burned for over 11 hours, decimating some of the most valuable and beautiful property in Cape May over a 40-acre area. Despite some efforts by several developers in the 70s and 80s to tear down historic buildings in order to build contemporary hotels with modern amenities, the Victorian protectionists prevailed. Many buildings were protected because of their special historic status, thus allowing Cape May to retain its unique charm and character. While watching surfers at Cape May, we were enthralled to watch dolphins surf the waves alongside them. Alas, we were also disappointed to find ourselves unable to capture the dolphins surfing on film. The Cape May Lighthouse sits at the tip of Cape May, just a few short miles west of town in Cape May Point State Park. It was built in 1859 and automated in 1946, and remains an active navigation aid to this day. The massive 157-foot current tower is the third fully documented lighthouse to be built at Cape May Point. The first was built in 1823 and the second in 1847, both at locations that are now underwater due to erosion. There are 199 spiral steps to the top. Here we go. The view from the top of the lighthouse extends to Cape May City and Wildwood to the north, Cape May Point to the south, and on a clear day, Cape Henlopen in Delaware to the west. Within immediate view from the lighthouse are Cape May Cove and Battery 223, a harbor defense battery originally built during World War II. Only the bunker for Battery 223 remains visible, stripped of its original earth cover by the relentless advance of the sea. A beach restoration project in 2005 covered the remains of the other emplacements. Along with Battery 223, nearby Fire Control Tower number 23 was part of the immense harbor defense of the Delaware system known as Fort Miles. Built in 1942, this tower was one of 15 that helped aim batteries of coastal artillery, stretching from North Wildwood to Bethany Beach, Delaware. 4 were located in Cape May County. The towers located in North Wildwood and Wildwood Crest were torn down, and a third tower is located inside the Grand Hotel at Beach and Philadelphia Avenues in Cape May. I never knew the prickly pear was native to New Jersey, but here they are, growing wild in the sand. The 260-foot SS Atlantis is the most famous of the 12 concrete ships built from steel-reinforced ferro-cement by the Liberty Shipbuilding Company in Brunswick, Georgia, during and after World War I. She was built for service between New York and the West Indies, but ran aground here at Sunset Beach in 1926. Several attempts were made to free the ship, but none were successful. The wreckage is currently split in 3 pieces. The stern is the most visible, the middle is completely submerged, and the bow can only be viewed at low tide. At one time, there was a billboard painted on the side of the ship advertising, of all things, boat insurance. Sunset Beach is also the New Jersey port for the Cape May Lewis Ferry, which will play a role in our next grand adventure. Following a quick ad break, we'll share where we're camping along the Jersey Shore and bring you to Naval Air Station Wildwood, so stay tuned. We're spending our week camping right in between Wildwood and Cape May, at Sun Retreats, Cape May Wildwood. This is one of the only campgrounds in the entire area with sufficiently open sites for our Starlink satellite internet. As you might expect, in such a popular beach vacation area, campsites near Cape May aren't cheap. Our 50 amp full hookup pull-through site here is costing us $67 per night midweek and $73 per night on the weekend. There's a huge number of seasonal sites here, with most of the permanents tucked away in thick woods. Some of these seasonal campers take their weekend getaway spots very, very seriously. They've also got one of the biggest dog parks we've ever seen in a campground. The staff here has been as helpful and friendly as we've found anywhere. It's been a great stay. The guests have been equally terrific too. Our neighbors gifted us some home crocheted tissue holders and eyeglass cases when they departed. Cape May Airport is located only 2 miles from our campground. At one time, it was home to Naval Air Station Wildwood, constructed during World War II. And used to train dive bomber squadrons that would go on to fight in the Pacific Theater. Between 1943 and 1945, activities included night flying and target practice over the Delaware Bay. NAS Wildwood was turned over to Cape May County following the end of the war. An aviation museum is housed in Hangar 1, which is typical of the design of many U.S. Navy and U.S. Marine Corps aircraft hangars of the 1940s. The museum's collection of 23 aircraft focuses on World War II, when the U.S. Navy conducted training operations at the site, but also includes more recent vintage military aircraft from the Cold War, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the post-Cold War period. Some aerobatic practice at the airport today is also providing us with an impromptu air show. Following World War II, United States Overseas Airlines was operated out of Hangar 1, offering both national and international charter flights. We hope that you've enjoyed this week's Grand Adventure in Cape May and Wildwood, New Jersey. Now, coming up next week, we're going to be loading our RV up onto a ferry and heading across the bay to Delaware. So if you're not yet a Grand Adventurer, there is no better time than right now for you to go smash that little subscribe button right down there in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. And ring that notification bell to be sure that you never miss an episode of Grand Adventure, which we premiere right here every Wednesday evening. We'd be honored if you shared the channel with your friends, family, and on social media. Understand that it is extremely important to us that if you like this episode, please be sure to give us a big thumbs up down below. And while you're down below, that's where you'll find the comment section where we always love to hear from you each week. So until next Wednesday from the Delaware Shore, please remember, life is nothing but a grand adventure. We'll see you then.